Hey guys, welcome to the official Partola. Today we have a couple reminders. One is on Monday, it's an A-Day, meaning we have periods 1, 3, and 5. Also, don't forget to join our college shirt competition. Every Tuesday, wear your college shirt to earn points for your advisory class. The class wins a virtual magic show. Also, it's Partola Kindness Week. This Monday is Kindness Acts. Tuesday is a kind quote Padlet. Wednesday is Create Kindness. Thursday is Wear Green, and Friday is Flipgrid Friday. The quote of the week is, carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you. Princess Diana. I'm Angelina, and today we have a special interview with Miss Ballabio, requested by Oscar.
Hi.
Okay. So, time for 12 questions with Miss Ballabio. So, number one, what's your job here at Partola?
My job at Portola is a drama teacher. I teach introductory drama for 6th grade, 7th, and 8th grade. I also teach advanced drama, and I'm also the ASB leadership sponsor.
Did you plan on being a theater teacher for all those things and on top of that being an ASB coordinator?
No, I didn't. Well, I went to school. I got a master's in educational theater, and sorry, my dog. I always wanted to either teach or act. I couldn't really decide. I was a professional actress for a while, and then I became a teacher. But lo and behold, there were no drama jobs available, so I became an English teacher and a history teacher for 6th grade. And I was finally able to start teaching like one drama class. And 20 years later, I was finally able to get a full line of drama classes like I always dreamed about having. ASB came actually before the drama, and that's a really fun class too.
Yeah, it is a very fun class. I'm in it, and you're the teacher, and it's amazing. Really fun. And growing up, what did you want to be? Like, what did you plan on originally being?
You know, I'm not one of those, I wasn't one of those kids who had a plan. I never knew what I wanted to do. After I graduated from college, I still was unsure about a direction. Nothing called me, except I knew I liked acting and teaching. And that's what drove me to get a master's degree. My father gave me some good advice after my master's. He said, you should act now when the only experience you have, the only responsibility you have is yourself. And I took him on that advice, and I ended up working as an actress professionally for a short time. I worked in Las Vegas, and after Las Vegas, I moved to Los Angeles and never left.
Sounds really cool. What shows did you work on?
I worked in a show in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was called Caesar's Magical Empire. I was a personal wizard, and I was able to, sorry, there's lots of noise at my house. There's construction work happening right behind us. I was a personal wizard. They taught me magic, and I entertained a room full of people 3 times a night. And that was my favorite job by far.
Sounds really cool. How many years have you been a theater teacher?
So theater teacher, I started teaching theater at least one class. Hold on one second. Well, these are the joys of working from home.
2020, 2021.
That's it. 2021 is just 2020 part 2 at this point. Could you repeat the question for me?
Yes, of course. So how many years have you been a theater teacher?
Theater. Okay. So I think I started teaching theater my 2nd year of teaching, and I taught that for 10 years before I came to Portola. And then I taught at Portola for about 5 years before I was able to get drama back into my schedule. So on and off for 20 years, but the full-time drama teacher at Portola started just last year.
Oh, okay, that's pretty recent.
Mhm.
So only online so far, right?
No, I was like one semester at school, and then at the middle of second semester, we ended up back at home.
So how has your job changed since in-person school closure?
A lot, and yet not a lot at the same time. I mean, look, teaching, we still get to focus on our students. We still get to meet with kids every day. I still get to plan fun activities. The way I do those things has all changed. And the way I push out content to my students has all changed. And um, the big challenge has been for me to still stay connected to all my students when a lot of times I can't see them. I don't see their faces and I don't hear their voices, but I try to make the content personable enough to make everybody feel comfortable and still have us feel like a community. It's not easy, but teaching is always teaching. I have content, I have students I love, and we get through a year together. And that year is always changing, and we live through history, and we all have stories to tell now. And I think that that's going to be amazing when we get through this.
That is very well said, Ms. Ballabio. So we know you were a actor before, but have you had any other jobs before being a teacher?
Oh, I had so many jobs before being a teacher. So I did start out my real work life. I was a lifeguard, and that's actually when I realized that I was good with kids. I was even a teacher then. I would teach swimming lessons. I even taught the lifeguard lessons, and it was the moms who would say to me, "Oh, you're so good with kids." So, but after being a lifeguard, I did a series of temp jobs, office jobs. I was a legal secretary. I was a professional actress. But while I was pounding the pavement in Los Angeles, you have to hold down a lot of jobs because you don't always get paid for your work. My least favorite job I ever did was I was a hooded character, and I went around to kids' parties, parties dressed up as like Minnie Mouse or Mickey Mouse. And even though I'm creative, I was terrible at it. It was hot inside those hoods and you couldn't see. And I would move too quickly and I would hear thunk, and then a kid crying because I hit somebody because I didn't know they were there. And it was a disaster. I was on the freeway changing from Minnie Mouse to Mulan, while we were on the freeway to get to the next job. So I basically did everything you could think of before I was a teacher, which I think is good. I think that gave me a lot of experience doing different things. And I think when you have a lot of experience, you can incorporate that. And that is really great when you're a teacher because you could speak to a lot of different realities.
That is a lot of work experience you got. That's really, really cool. With the teacher job, what's your least favorite part of that one?
Of teaching, my least favorite part of the teaching job,
Yeah, of teaching.
probably all the meetings. I like being with kids. I'm drawn to being with young people. And when you stick me in a room with adults, the whole dynamic changes. So I love my fellow teachers. I think Portola has the most amazing group of teachers. And if we were all just going to be out socially, it would be great. But I think the one thing that my least favorite part would be a lot of meetings. And I have a lot of meetings.
Yeah, I remember just like trying to find a time that works for you. It's like, oh no, that
Mm-hmm.
time doesn't work. I have a meeting with this and I have a meeting with that. Bunch of
It's
meetings.
true. And when we
On the flip
came
side of
home,
that,
oh,
what's
sorry.
your favorite part?
My favorite part of teaching?
No, it's fine. You were kind of glitching on my end. Yeah, what's your favorite part of teaching?
I guess my students. I mean, I love teaching. When you love teaching, you love teaching. So to say I had to have a favorite part, I don't know. I love hearing what my students bring to me. I mean, you know that you're in my class, and like I make plans and then throw away the plans because somebody said we should do something different or try it a different way, and I like that. It's exciting and it's a fun. It's just a fun way to live with the energy and the creativity and the imagination of young people, and that fuels me. So I'm really lucky to have a job that I'm good at and that I get to go to every day. And I know that I'm fortunate.
And I'm so sorry for cutting you off. What were you gonna say?
Oh, before? No, I was saying we were talking about meetings and um, the one thing that I think all of us have learned is what the people we live with, how they work. And my husband never realized how much work went into the job of teaching and how many meetings I had until he was living in a house with me, but not seeing me all day, even though I was working from home. So that's all.
Lots of discoveries in 2020 and 2020 part two.
2020 part two. Yep.
Yep. So that's enough of the serious questions. You're fun, so let's do the fun questions now.
Good.
So let's do quirky questions. Are hot dogs considered sandwiches?
Yes. I've read a lot online about this. Since I posted it, and if it has bread around it, it's a sandwich. Unequivocally.
Totally agree with that.
Thank you.
I think we're tied now. I don't know. I should look back at that. So which one is better, snowballs or water balloons?
Water balloons. Snowballs
Water
hurt. Snowballs.
Yeah.
I grew up on the East Coast. Snowballs, they can hurt. Water balloons are much better.
Yeah. No, I remember we went to the snow a couple of days ago. My sister put a rock in one of the snowballs and threw it at me. Yeah, that hurt.
Ooh, party foul. Not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the snow powder. And this week's quirky question. Which one do you think of first when someone says b-ball? Basketball or baseball?
Basketball. Did you hear me? I think I glitched. Basketball for sure.
Yeah, same. Basketball's, I feel like it's just more popular here. I don't know. Maybe it's just the area that we live in.
Yeah, maybe. You're right. Maybe it is just the area we live in because in my house we never watch basketball. It's baseball. My husband's a huge baseball fan, but when you say b-ball, I think basketball.
Same here.
Yep.
And this week we actually have some special bonus questions submitted by some amazing Portola students.
Okay.
So let's get to that. What do you think about the new coronavirus vaccines? This comes from Oscar.
Hi, thanks, Oscar. I think it's great. Listen, I'm a big fan of people being healthy, and I think the vaccine is going to do that, and it's going to get us all get me back into the classroom and get our world started up again. Yeah.
And this comes from Talia. Outside of school, what is your favorite activity or hobby and why?
Hiking. I love hiking. I love being outdoors. I can walk forever. A 13-mile hike doesn't faze me. I've got a backpack that's got the straw on it, I pack a little lunch and go with friends. And, I just love being outside. I love that feeling of openness and freedom and beauty. And I like to walk. I love to walk.
I totally agree with you. I love hiking. Do you take Buddy with you? Oh, your dog, Buddy.
I started taking Buddy with me on hikes, and if we're in a group, he's really good. But when it's just me and him, he keeps stopping to lay down. And anytime he sees people, he sits and waits. and he won't move. Like, and he puts out his paws like this. So I try to, okay, come on, let's go. And he drags like that. So he's only 9 months old. I'm hoping he grows into hikes, but I started taking him on like shorter hikes, like 1 mile or just like a little loop, but ultimately, if he doesn't hike, I'll get another dog that does. So I'm gonna have two dogs, one for the house and one for the trail.
Okay. So this, I apologize if I said that wrong.
I didn't hear
what
it. Oh, you glitched.
what toppings do you put on your popcorn?
Ranch, the ranch flavors. My husband and I were known to choose movie theaters based on the flavors they had for on top of their popcorn. And if they didn't sell the flavors, we didn't go to that movie theater anymore. That's how crazy we were. And it had to be ranch. It has to be ranch. Ranch is the best flavor to put on top of your popcorn. There's no other choice. It's ranch. I have some in my cupboard for when we make popcorn at the house. That's ranch.
Okay, ranch. Ranch on popcorn. That's a new one.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the dressing, and I was like, okay.
No, not the dressing. The powdered one. The powdered, yeah. That's hands down the best.
I was so confused at first. Yeah, I like putting the little like chocolate crunch bar thing and breaking it up and just throwing it in there. Pretty good.
Oh no, actually though, you bring up a good point because there's nothing like that sweet in the salty. So if I didn't have ranch, I think I might throw chocolate chips on top of my popcorn, the mini ones.
Yeah.
And so you get that sweet and salty at the same time. Oh, Angelina, I didn't hear who said that question. It glitched.
Oh, that comes from Suchi.
Oh, from Suchi. Okay, I know Suchi. Awesome.
Right. Okay, so these next two questions come from Calvin. First one is, what's your favorite yogurt flavor?
Banana. But I do like plain. I have to say, I'm one of these people who puts plain yogurt on things because it kind of tastes like sour cream. And hold on a second. Let me tell my husband we're still recording. Okay. I'm one of these people who puts like, I'll use it as sour cream. So I do like plain. I'll put a little Splenda in it in the morning with fruit, or I'll use it on a baked potato. But if I had to like choose, I would choose banana.
Oh, okay. I actually haven't tried a banana yogurt. I think I should probably try that.
Okay.
This one's completely random, but do you like croissants? Again, from Calvin.
Yes, very much. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. When I lived in New York City and I lived there, when I got my master's, it was from NYU. So I lived in the West Village. Every Sunday, what I would do is I would go and pick up the New York Times, the Sunday New York Times, and then I would walk to the French bakery for a chocolate croissant. And I would do it every Sunday. When the owner saw me coming in, I wouldn't even have to wait on the line. He would just say, wait. He would come out, give me my chocolate croissant, I'd pay, and I'd leave because I did it every Sunday. So yes, Calvin, croissants, good. Chocolate croissants, the best.
Okay, well, Miss Ballabio. She does like croissants.
I do.
Okay. So that's all for this week. Miss Ballabio, do you have any final comments?
No, I was so happy to be asked to be here. So I would love to come back sometime, but this was really fun. Thank you, Angelina.
Okay. For any questions, comments, or concerns, leave that in the comment section down below. Also leave in the comment section down below your answers to this week's quirky question, which is, give me a second. Which one do you think of first when someone says b-ball? Baseball or basketball? Okay, that's it for this week. See you guys next week. Bye.